Yeah, I mean, Hamilton's always been my home. I moved away in 2001 and I lived in Montreal for 10 years, but I just always felt this connection. This was always my home. So when I came back, I had my life, everything, and then until I lost my son, that's kind of when I opened up to the community and what is happening here and how we're all connected. We all have our different paths that we're traveling, but we all have the same end goal, just to make life better for ourselves and for others. And there's just seems to be this underlying connection. So wherever you go and whatever you're doing, there's somebody there to support you.
Origin Stories of Hamilton Small Businesses is a project that has been created to paint a realistic picture of the struggles and successes and the unsung efforts that are made to help elevate the lives of everyone around us.
My name is Catherine Johnston, and I am with Eric's Cupboard. It's a charity organization that my family started in November 2011. Started out doing clothing drives and food drives for a lot of the local centers, namely Eva Rothwell Center, which is a North End community center that has a food closet. The charity that we run it's kind of a virtual type of charity, whereas people reach out to us. We do food and clothing drives throughout the city. We help out individuals that will get a hold of us. We do a lot of work for the Eva Rothwell Center, which is a North End community center. They have a breakfast club for kids, after school club. They have a food cupboard. They have a clothing cupboard that they allow people in the neighborhood to go and help themselves with clothes and food that they need. There's a back to work closet that they have for either people on the street or people getting back into the workforce so that they can help dress and get themselves back into the workforce. Individuals get a hold of us and we help them out with their needs, sometimes food, sometimes gift cards, sometimes clothing, and we connect them with other people in the community. It is a virtual cupboard, so we don't have a space other than our home that people drop donations off randomly on our doorstep, which is quite wonderful. Since September, we did want to branch out into mental health. Eric's Cupboard is named after my son, who I lost to mental health back in 2013 in the summer, and I wanted to do something to help those in the community that were struggling and needed some help. So we started doing some fundraising, and we started doing safe talks, which are suicide awareness talks, and the community has rallied around what we're doing and included us, and it's just the compassion and the connections that we've been able to gather over the years have been incredible. We've worked with Jim Watts at Vagabond Saints. He actually has a space closet that he uses. He calls it the Eric's Cupboard Closet, and he collects donations. We work with the community church on Ottawa Street, other people that we have schools that reach out to us that host fundraisers for Eric's Cupboard, and we've had recently it's a real estate agent who had a death in her family and wanted to connect with Eric's Cupboard because of what we were doing with mental health, and she hosted a fundraiser for us. Local school, AM Cunningham, had a bake sale for Eric's Cupboard, and we didn't even know about it. We found out afterwards, and they raised $400 that they donated to Eric's Cupboard. Bands have held food drives and events. It doesn't stop. Every time we turn around, somebody's doing something, a birthday party, maybe instead of gifts, they make a donation, or they make a food donation or clothing, and it just has kind of trickled through the community. And our Halloween fundraiser, that is huge. This is now going to be, this year will be our 4th Halloween fundraiser. We usually hold it at Narula's Banquet Hall, and Last year we were able to fundraise to host Safe Talk. So we're at the fourth Safe Talk, and now we have enough funds to do another 3-4 Safe Talks throughout the year. So it's pretty exciting. So this was the very first sign that we made for Eric's Cupboard. It was obviously temporary. We put it on the front steps of our home because people were dropping so many things off, and there was no sign, there was nothing to indicate that this was Eric's Cupboard's location. So I just painted this blue and white, and this was on our front porch for quite some time. And then we had a good friend create using an old 100-year-old wood board, a new sign that we used. So this was this kind of temporary, that we thought that Eric's Cupboard wasn't going to go much further than, a little bit of time. But this just goes to show you that, I don't know, it doesn't always turn out the way you think it's going to be, and it's kind of grown into something amazing. So it was pretty much daily. We'd find a bag of something on our doorstep, most of the time anonymously. And I guess we can, this is where we're at now, part of where we're at now. So we went from the masterful sign that I created to this. And just a random sign that someone made for us from the community, just to thank us for the work that we do in the community. And my partner Chris and I participated in an NLI program for 16 weeks. So this was to establish techniques and give us the skills to do something in the community, which we wanted to do the Safe Talk. So this gave us some skills, some techniques. It gave us we were able to establish some connections in the community to make it possible. And this is my inspiration. This is Eric. This is what I do, what I'm doing for, or who I do what I'm doing for. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of organizations out there that are doing some amazing things, and what I want to see happen is a mesh of ideas and some way to find the gaps that we can better all be doing something for our community and making a difference. And if we have to use the hospitals as like an umbrella, and we're all the people under the umbrella, and we find a connection, that's ideally what I want to see happening in the community. My name is Catherine Johnston, and I'm with the organization Charity Eric's Cupboard, and this is my origin story.